Hello everybody! Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you, where you are. Happy Thursday! Welcome to the stream. Hello kitty cat, welcome. Good morning, or good afternoon. Well, it's morning for you. Good morning. Hi. It is 9:08 a.m. on a Thursday in April, just in time. Thought I'd be late. Nah, that's me. That's my job. I have specific plans, and they do not include Storm's Fury, because I'm done with Storm's Fury, which is a weird feeling. I logged on and I thought, oh, I should check to see when that's going to be up. And then I thought, you know what? I don't care. So I'm enjoying my glee with that for a moment. I'm going to take my Priest to Nighthold. I wish she had less stuff in her bags. Partly, it's partly a problem because I keep sending her stuff so that it's not in my mains bags. And then some of it's like, she has a feast recipe that she can't use because her cooking's not high enough. Like, you know, I can't just vendor. I mean, I could just vendor it. I should just vendor it. There's no world where I'm logging on. Well, there could be a world is the problem if it got like real profitable or something. I don't know. Speaking of profit, I was crafting some stuff and I just wanted to take a quick look and see if it was worth my time. Yeah, it's kind of not worth my time. What can I do? 30 of these? Sure. What's 30? 30 times 90. 60. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll make a batch of these. I have to go to the loom, which means I'm going to need to remember where the Azure loom is. I know where the other one is. The Chronocloth one's easy. And then if we get... Well, is this worth 24 gold times 240? No, no, it's not. No, it's not. We're going to Nighthold. The math doesn't check out. I would do it for 50 per. 24 is a bit. 24, you know, you could kill anything and get 24 if you're lucky. It's just a free 50 gold. Have I seen the new pink snail mount? You need 15 unique snail battle pets to get it faster. Oh, do I have 15 unique snails? I have a feeling I might. I don't know specifically that I do, but it just sounds like the kind of thing I might have. Especially because there's so many snails that were just like wild pets from around the world. There were rusty snails and shimmer shell snails. There's all manner of them, and I feel like I have a lot. There were snails in Najatar, and I got all that. That won't do. We wanna ride one of these guys. Here we go. Nighthold, yes. Hi Hazel, hope you've been doing well. Hello Phineas. Bag looks better than mine. Oh shucks. This patch, I mean, I say this every patch. This patch has been a bag destroyer. This last patch really has been a bag. This Dragonflight in general, it's just, there's lots of different thingies. And then I'm also, you know, I've got Dew of the Eternal Morning from Timeless Isle in my bag, so it's not entirely Dragonflight's fault. I have a copper coin I could just vendor. I have Sacred Tuskar totems. This is a big culprit for me, is these rep items. I just never turn them in, and I can't be bothered to, but then they just stack up across 1,000 different bags, and then, you know, they're centaur hunting trophies. So, you know, a Crocolisk or something gave it the ultimate sacrifice so that I could have this thing to impress the centaurs. And then it turns out I don't really care what they think. Time to hunt snails, try and gold and mounts. Yeah, I've got 2 characters that I'm going to do full clears of Nighthold for because they don't have their skip quest yet, but we're working on it. And then once I'm done that, I can take my main through Freehold, Underrot, and King's Rest with the trying to get those mounts too. Each snail gives you extra rep, but you can get rep by doing dailies for the mount. Okay. Got them by flying over a hunt at the wrong time. Yep. I think I did something similar for, well, I think a lot of us have benefited from some drive-by centaur hunt trophies. Greetings all. Greetings, Dame Avant. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Ahoy. Hi, Kitty. How you doing? How are things? Yeah. She's cute. It's normal for her to follow me around from room to room, but sometimes it surprises me. Like this morning I came and saw her, and then I was like, well, we got to go get dressed. Let's go. And then I went back to my room to go pick out some clothes. And she was like, okay. She trotted along behind me and then like sat by my feet while I, selected my sweater of the day. And I just thought that was really nice that she was like, yeah, all right, that checks out. Good. Bonsai sweater. Yeah, we made good choices today. Although I don't know how on earth I got pen on it. That feels a bit rude of me, but maybe it'll come out with some shout or other related product. Dungeon difficulty. I'm not a stain removing expert. I'm a stain removing novice. I'd like to think that I'm in the middle range of people because I like try. If I stain something, usually, unless I'm feeling really apathetic, usually I'll be like, okay, what is it? How old is it? What's my plan? And I'll try to come up with a plan. I'm not always successful, but there's a couple different strategies depending on whether it's like a oil thing or like a, like a tomato thing or a turmeric thing or, usually just involves cold water and dabbing and sometimes dish soap. I'm this way. That's right. Is there anything good I'm going to get in here? Am I on the right difficulty? I'm on the right difficulty. Good job, Hazel. Good start. Happy day. Have some more coffee. There's mostly just the mounts. Mounts and world drops for cloth. I have pretty much everything else. But we've only got 2 runs to do because I'm only doing this on 70s and I've done 2 of my 70s already. I need more 70s, but that's a next patch me problem. I've decided I'm not gonna worry about it until I get my heirloom sorted out. That's what I'm gonna spend my gold on. At my 3 point something mils. Buy some heirloom upgrades. Get like a nice little set going for each armor type. That'll be good. How carefully do I choose my sweaters? Why? I don't have a precise answer for that. Good luck with the mount. Drop. Praying Nighthold will not be a whole midnight situation. Wishing you sprinkles of luck. Oh, thanks, Macy. Am I happy to be here as long as I'm going to be here? Maybe those are just early days talking because we've been doing this off and on for a while, but we haven't been like suffering. So maybe later on I will be writing poems about how I think Ellison needs to leave the house more. and how Gul'dan's skin is all chapped from his eternal wind that he never leaves the direct embrace of. But for right now, I'm having a nice time. Seems reasonable. Yeah, Nighthold's pretty. It's got some zone drops you can get. It's got the skip we can unlock at least, so each character would only need to do the full clear 4 times, and then I can just, like, the skip to Elisand and move on. Not too bad. Well, there's 2 mounts we need. And we're not going to ride either of them because they're ground mounts. They're big old infernal ground mounts. Maybe that's not true. Maybe I should recommit myself to leveling like a warlock or something who will look really cool on an infernal. I feel like I have a frost one from a mount collecting meta. So it's not even like it's my first mount of that model, but yeah, maybe that'll be the moment for the warlock alt is when you get like the mythic one. Use my frost shard infernal all the time. Pandoric, thank you very much for the 23-month resub. New plater profile? Same plater profile. I don't think I've changed anything. Also, Hemsath with a 36-month resub. Hooray, I was finally able to catch a live stream. What do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? Same middle name. Oh, sweaters are so great, wondering how you ever make a choice. Oh, shucks. Sometimes there's different levels of warm or different levels of cozy, This is I mean, it's still a pullover sweater, so it's nice and warm and comfy, but this is on the more fitted side, so I would need to pay more attention to what I'm wearing underneath it as layers, which I'm up to some days and I'm not up to other days. So this is like a 6 out of 10 energy kind of day because I managed to pull on something else underneath it. Nighthold Mythic doable with an undergeared 70? Yeah, it's easier. I mean, you totally can. It'll go a little smoother if you get it some Primalist gear from the Forbidden Reach, which is very, very, very easy to do. You can join a rare farm group. You can fly around and do a lap of the Forbidden Reach with a bunch of people that are killing the rares and just pick up some gear. It will go pretty easily. Okay, this way. But yeah, that's all this character. Like, this character's just wearing catch-up gear. She's at a level 384. She's got, I guess she's got a little bit of normal raid gear, but for the most part, just primalist stuff. Soon it's not even going to be sweatshirt weather. It's going to be t-shirt weather. Katie t-shirt. I mean, you wear t-shirts in the winter sometimes. You just turn the heat up a little bit and slurp tea. How have you been enjoying the beautiful weather we've had here? It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I've been mostly enjoying the view of my balcony plants because they seem to be really enjoying the sunshine. I like the light coming in the windows. Been going for lots of walks. I saw a lot of cats last night. I often see cats, but I went out, I guess, at just the right time to see, like, many. No, you're just Sludge Rex. You're not. You are not the boss. You're not the boss. You never will be the boss. You have never been the boss. You will never be the boss. It's a tough pill to swallow, but someone had to break the news. Howdy, squad. Sweater's lovely, must be full spring. It's gorgeous. It is absolutely stunning outside. We've been getting just like sun, warm sun, light breeze, you know, sort of mid-teens temperatures, like 12, 13 degree highs Celsius. So just like a little brisk outside. You still might want a sweater, but it's just so pretty. Enjoying it from my balcony too. So many doggos out for walks. I left the window open, or not the window, well, the curtains in the room where you like to sleep because I thought, oh, you would love a nice, comfy, sunny spot to sleep in. And then I guess you wanted the dark because she found the one big shadow on the bed and went and slept in that instead. I felt bad that I left the curtains open because apparently you just wanted like a darkness nap. You used to really like sunbathing. Maybe you just weren't in the mood. Why have I done this? Let's do this instead. The nice thing about Nighthold having all of these zone drops that are, A, things I need for transmog, but secondly, things that I need or that I could also sell if I get duplicates for reasonable amounts of gold. The nice thing about that is that I have a great excuse for getting distracted and killing trash. I've always had a tendency to want to just kind of... I'm not great at running past things. I can do it, and sometimes I do, but if I don't catch myself, I like to clear a lot of trash, and in Nighthold at least, they have a chance to drop you something. Kitty, I think I need to clean your box. One sec here. No, never mind. Box is fine. I'm having phantom cat box smells. Alright. Went for a 21-minute walk today for the first time in 2 years. Did you like it? How'd it go? Congratulations. Walks are my favorite. They're my absolute favorite. It's just the best. Cat tree sits in front of windows. Kitties love curling up in the cubbies when the sun is hitting and snooze. Kitty did stink. I think she might be working up to it. That might be that might be where the mystery smell is coming from. All right. At the risk of too much information. Yeah. You've got a nice clean box. I recommend it. Sorry. I spend a lot of time with the cat. We may have gotten too close. Here's a L'Oreal. I survived. There's just so many things to see. There's so many things to see when you go out for walks. I want to get better at bird identifying. I've been really enjoying that since I got my glasses prescription updated. I have like a fighting chance at figuring out what type of birds different birds are if they get close enough to me. And it's quite the game. Because there's so many different ones. No such thing as too much time with cats. I saw one of my favorite outdoor kitties yesterday. She comes, she knows me, and she'll come running if she spots me. Like, I look for a lot of cats because I know where they tend to hang out, but this is the one that I know watches for me. And I don't feed her or anything. I don't feed any of the cats that I meet outside as a general rule, because I don't know their allergies or whatever. And some of the ones that have collars that are like people that are kind of chubby will have collars that say, "Do not feed." And you can see the cat like trying anyways, like, "Hey, if I do this really cute thing, you got anything for me?" And then you're like, "Oh, I understand how you've reached this size." You are an enterprising feline with a strategy. But this one, she's just like a not exactly a stray cat, like a neighborhood cat kind of. And she will book it across the road to come say hi if she spots me, which is very cute. I feel very flattered. No, nobody's stealing the cat. Nobody's stealing any of the cats. I hear stories all the time about how cats adopt people outside, and these cats all have places already. I just go visit. We're just acquaintances. Wondered how skeletons in game see the player despite not having eyes. It's because the skeleton inside you is communicating with them. Huh. Like a radio? Like kids getting radio stations on their braces? Take pictures of the flowers that come across, send them to friends as proof. Oh, man. I won't share Friendly Cat's nickname because I actually learned it from somebody that lives near her. So it may be a known thing, and I don't want to place myself too specifically. She's a cutie, though. Did the same thing with fungi. I have the utmost awe for people that can identify mushrooms. I feel like there's lots of things in life, especially outdoorsy things, where I can kind of figure it out, trial and error, you know, maybe watch a YouTube video, read a book, poke around, you know, get to know the land or the area or the wilderness or whatever. Get to know things. Sort it out that way. You make a couple mistakes, but it's fine. You won't die. Except that with mushrooms, if you make a couple of mistakes, you might die. And it makes me less willing to attempt to identify any edible ones. It seems like a great skill to have. But it's something that frightens me greatly. So I like looking at the mushrooms. And that's a valid game too. But I have a lot of respect for people that could identify them to the degree of being able to forage and eat them if necessary. Let's go do botanist. Okay, this way. Okay with getting my mushrooms from the grocery store for this reason. Plenty of poisonous berries as well. This is true, and I generally won't eat those either if I just find them outside. The main exception being strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries, because as far as I know, it's hard to look like that if you're not that thing. You see blackberries, they're pretty recognizable. As far as I know, there's no like secret false blackberries that look exactly like the traditional ones, but they're secretly going to turn your tongue blue. Well, actually, they're all going to turn your tongue blue, but just don't eat mushies. If you scrape a fungus, you don't have mushroom for improvement. I guess I don't eat a ton of things that I find outside. But it would be a cool skill set to have. I grow food inside, and I grow a little food outside. But the food that I grow is a very, very small amount of my diet overall. And I think it would be cool to find ways to improve that number. I think 100% would be very hard. It would be very difficult to completely feed yourself from your garden / fishing, I guess. Possible, but difficult. You see people that are like homesteading in Alaska or whatever that are living places without grocery stores and like living in really, really isolated places where they have to provide their own food. And these people have farms. They have huge, really well managed gardens because they have like a short growing season. They have very short growing season, very specific conditions. And if you're trying to provide all of your all of your plant food that way. It's a pretty big project. Botanist. That's right. Favorite thing coming in 10.1. Favorite thing coming in 10.1. It sounds cliche to just say the new seasons, but the new seasons. I want to do keys and raid and start PvP fresh again. How much space would you need to get to 100%? I think that's a hard question to answer. More than a balcony, probably. Most likely. But it's difficult because some people are very, very smart and have efficiency really down. It would be a problem that would involve needing to know a lot about like farming and co-planting and successive planting, etc. Because it's not good enough to just have like one crop that is ripe once and then you eat that and then you're fine. You'd have to be preserving some of that and be good at things like canning and drying and whatever. And then secondly, you would need to things that are ready, regularly over time. And then thirdly, it's also a nutritional problem where if you're trying to supply enough calories to like live, that's like hard. People need a lot of food. You need a pretty substantial amount of energy to just continue kicking around as an adult human, let alone if you're doing any work or exercise. It's an interesting problem. It's solvable, but I don't know enough to be able to give you an estimate of how much space that would take, or even like what the right things to grow and eat are. Especially if you're then accounting for like food intolerances or just, I mean, you probably can't be too picky of an eater, but you can maybe get away with being a mildly picky eater. Some people just don't like certain things. I did finish my PvP mount for the season. I did. I actually made it like 25% past that towards another one, like a saddle. 36%. I made it over a third of the way towards a bonus saddle. I'm not going to finish that. I don't need it. I'm caught up on all of the... I am fully caught up on all the vicious saddle mounts, so there's no cause for me to have another one. But I ended up having way more fun than I thought I was going to. I thought I was just going to have to, grit my teeth and white knuckle it out. And then once I really got into healing shuffle, I was having it's great time to run. I was getting invested. I think that's a better way to put it. It's not that it was giggles and sunshine the entire time, but that I would feel driven to continue queuing and to do more of them, I think is a good way to put it. Probably better to try getting to 80%. Yeah, I think so. Interesting idea for sure. But it'd be neat. It's not that it's like the perfect way to live or anything, but it would be I think an educational experience to work on. Right now, my big step was that I ate some of the lettuce that I was growing in my hydroponic garden. Before that, I guess I'd just been growing it and looking at it and going, wow, that's some lettuce. And then I was like, I need to eat some of this. It's getting too big. So I harvested some yesterday, then had it with dinner. It was good. Bonus saddle be useful if there was a season you didn't want to do it. Sort of, but the trouble is if there was a season I didn't want to PvP, I couldn't just trade a saddle and then get the mount. You would have to wait for the season to end and then wait for the expansion to end because they don't add the vicious mounts to the saddle vendor until after their expansion is completed. So if it was bad luck to be like the first vicious mount of an expansion, it could be years before I'm able to trade that saddle. Which is the main reason why I haven't done that. I know people that have like bags full of bonus saddles. You think you might consider other avenues like 3s or rated BGs? 3s, yes. Rated BGs, no. I'm not a battleground person. I've done some of them. It's just not my thing. I like 3s. 2s is kind of fun for a while until I get bored of it because the games are really long and they're very technical and mentally demanding. 3s is mentally demanding too, but sometimes with 3s there's enough going on that you kind of just trust some of it to fate. With 2s you really feel like you kind of have to be the fate that you want. Would I be a BG person if I had 9 flabbies? If we sort out flabby cloning, then yes, I will be a BG person. Oh, jeez. Saddle percentage rolls over, so you can farm it as you please. Saddle percentage rolls over, really? So like, I will have to start getting my Vicious War Snail from scratch, but after I finish the War Snail, I'll still be like 36%. I thought it was just gonna wipe. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Currently leveling a Fistweaver. Kind of want to try some solo shuffle with him. You should. It's fun. And healer queues are a wonderful privilege that can't be overstated. Christy B, thank you very much for the 9-month resub. Appreciate it. Croesus, are you okay, bud? Oh, there you go. You're a little bit stuck. 38% for season 2. Got my season 3 map. 38% was still there. That is that's a good tip. I didn't know that. Flat big cloning ripped the economy, right? Croesus is always stuck. He must have like the wrinkliest prune feet by now. Okie dokie, send me back up. Did we do Tichondrius yet? One way to find out. I did do Tichondrius. I don't remember doing Tichondrius. I'll take it. Okay. Sitting in 30-minute DPS queues, hard to move up if people AFK or leave after waiting that long. Yeah. Yeah, Flabby's been getting into Shuffle, and he's been telling me about his experience. And it seems, I mean, he's making it work, don't get me wrong, but it seems difficult to climb. Apparently the strategy is just watch Netflix or something. Have a show on your other monitor because you're going to be waiting for a while between queues, and you have something else that you're also doing. Okie dokie. Hello, Elisand. And all of Elisand's friends. Yeah, you know what? She doesn't need to go outside. She has so many people to hang out with and chat with, and even if like she's a little bit too above them in her little social hierarchy in the city here, she can probably still like, see all of the gossip that comes from the Farseers and Siphoners down below, I'm sure there's social undercurrents going on. There's too many people in this room for there not to be. They all have the matching uniforms? It's like a musical theater group. What show do I have right now? I'm back on the Alone grind. If it as evidenced by how much time I'm spending thinking about the amount of calories a human needs to live and how to effectively forage mushrooms in the woods. I'm watching Alone again. I'm no spoilers. I'm in some undisclosed season. I just finished a different season. It's a interesting show that I get on kicks with sometimes. Were you off Alone? I took an Alone break. And then I filled in with some Taskmaster, basically just some lighter-hearted shows where there were fewer people starving to death. And now I'm back. What else did I watch? There's another one. Oh, I was feeling a need to watch some really trashy reality TV, so I watched season 3 of Too Hot to Handle, and that really fit the bill. You get what you pay for. It says what it is right on the can. Is my next hobby going to be wilderness survival? Probably not. I really like the idea. I am a big squishy teddy bear that would not like the reality, I think. Maybe it would be good for me. Maybe it would help build some toughness that I am lacking. But, and I like things that get you more connected to your environment, and I like the idea of being more closely acquainted with your food sources. That's one of the things that I've liked about gardening and fishing, is being able to track how your food is harvested, like, through the whole process. I guess I don't know what like the fish's home life was, but yeah, I like hot showers and sleeping in beds and stuff like that. I haven't even been camping in years and years and years. I have not watched Naked and Afraid. I've heard that's like a similar thing to Alone. Maybe when I run out of Alone, I'll have to look into that. Hi, kitty. You coming back up? Buy the land without a house, it would be a lot cheaper. Yeah, and But you have to get, like, if you're going to build a house, you kind of have to get, like, building permits and, you know, there's, like, codes and stuff. Like, on a loan, they're just kind of in the woods, you know. They have to abide by, like, fishing and hunting regulations, but I don't think anyone really cares if their shelter's fire safe. And indeed, some of them do catch on fire. So... Also like the idea of it, but I'm a big wimp with a paper stomach. Yeah, I think the middle ground for me is to be interested in it and inspired by it and to, you know, find less intense ways to spend time in nature and to, you know, camp and garden and fish and stuff. You can have adventures without needing to, you know, slowly starve and put a lot of pressure on your heart. Finally got big boy health insurance. Congratulations. What's the first risky thing you're gonna do? Permit for an underground cave? I know you need, I don't know if it's a permit, but digging in general is something that you need to investigate before you do it on your property because of the much foreshadowed gas lines and water mains and stuff. Maybe not so much on a, you know, even on a rural property though, you don't want to hit like your septic field or like lines. There's gonna be stuff that you don't want to hit if you're digging. Yeah, call it before you dig. Precisely. It's I don't think I would like it in an underground house. I think it sounds gloomy. I don't even like it in basements. I wish I could show you guys the photos of the listings of the houses that I look at, but I don't want to dox the areas that I'm looking into, even though I'm looking into like a lot of different ones. There's really pretty houses that I can't afford. You'd think that would motivate me more. You'd think I would look at these really beautiful houses in like much quieter areas that are much better suited to me that still have reasonable internet and be like, man, I should really buckle down and figure out how to make this dream happen. And then I like go back to bed. No luck on Illidan that time, so I'm going to take this priest right out of here, send her home, take out the next character. Hi, kitty cat. Weremount. I don't want to be a hobbit. If I had a basement that didn't have a lot of natural light, I feel like that's like the fish room / gaming cave. That's where you set up some big aquariums, big gaming PC, maybe like a theater kind of situation. You set up like a TV and a couch for like movie nights. You do like the D-Gen Den, which should be copyrighted if it's not already. You set up your, I don't know why there's aquarium. Well, you know why there's aquariums is because it is much easier to manage plant light and algae growth when you're not also contending with irregular amounts of natural light from like a window. People do have planted aquariums in natural light, and those people are smarter than me. Oh, okay. I think I can just get rid of all this. I don't think I need any of this. Vendoring my gear. One of those things was a $3.98. I guess I should just stick that in my bank in case I actually want to use it, so it's safe from my Nighthold vendorings. Look at houses in Sweden and show us those if you like them. Yeah, maybe. There must be some nice things there. One thing that I really love that you see a lot of here, though, is this West Coast architecture style. My very favorite houses that I could never afford are the ones that have, like, these big, like, open cedar beams and, like, wood-paneled ceilings and ocean views and, like, these wind-whipped trees and, you know, like a very kind of, you know, West Coast ocean Airbnb vibe. I am going to the... You know what? I'm logging off. I'm logging off. I got another character to do. All right, Crinkle. Is it your lucky day? Get too big in an aquarium, you need to invest in scuba gear to clean it. That's true. I don't know what my biggest aquarium would be. That's a question I haven't had to wrestle with because I've so far been limited by the aquariums that the people that own the properties I rent will allow me to have. Which is usually somewhere in the 10 to 20 gallon range, and that's pretty lucky. That's like with special permission. A lot of rental agreements will be like, you may have a 0.5 gallon aquarium, and it's like, congratulations on your moss ball. Please do not put a fish in that. I'm going to Nighthold, that's right. Ocean view is overrated. Great in good weather. Winter with storms, it can be kind of scary. Yeah, actual oceanfront comes with its own problems as well as being really beautiful. Salt spray can be incredibly abrasive and damaging to a lot of outdoor finishes and structures and all kinds of stuff. It's probably for the best that I can't afford it. Maybe I'll get like a nice little cottage in some sort of farmland or like farm adjacent land. Something nice and flat and sunny that's like not super far from fishing would be kind of cute. This is all conjecture. Oceanfront means you have to worry about global warming, rising sea levels, and tsunamis. There's always something to worry about, though. It is important to check out the natural disaster risk for any particular place that you are, or are considering buying permanent property in. But it's hard to be completely free of risk. Be real when you do. Yeah, and that's probably loud too. Like I always say, I wouldn't want to live like right by a highway because I've been there before, and that kind of constant noise level is not such a great thing to live right by if you can avoid it. And you'd think that like the ocean wind and waves would be like relaxing sound, but maybe it's just loud. Could be just loud. Water good. Never open all the things before you're in the raid. How about near a forest? Near a forest is good. There's forest pretty much everywhere. I would say that most places are... Civilization here is kind of carved into the gaps between forests, and often the gaps have been carved in the forest to make room for civilization. This is a very forest-heavy biome. One day I'd love to live on the Oregon coast. It's so nice. Hazel Farm Village sounds great. I want to go indoors. That's right. That's right. Tipped yesterday in the farm in Sir Pinch. Got my gold coin after about 15 kills. Oh, nice. I should get that clip onto YouTube or something. Okay. Here's the trick. We go downstairs. Downstairs. I was having a hard time yesterday just getting to the Nighthold entrance. I was getting turned around for some reason. Hey, Loose Change. How you doing today? How are things with you? Now I'm just thinking about gardening and what would I grow? Because when I think of growing things just for the things that are yummy, I'm thinking like raspberries. I'm thinking peas. I'm thinking beets. I love beets. And, you know, strawberries, herbs, easy. That's a gimme. Watermelon? Not a big melon person. I also want to be somewhat aware of my climate. You might be able to grow watermelons here. People grow squash here. Maybe I would get into squash if I had more sunshine. Raid difficulty mythic. But I don't know if those are like the things that your body specifically needs. I guess beets aren't too bad. They got sugar in them. Pickled beets are the business. I like just steaming fresh beets or like pressure cooking them, boiling them, and then slicing them up and having them with like a little bit of salt. They're real good. There's a place here that does a vegetarian pizza that is mimicking pepperoni pizza, and they call it beateroni, and they have used like cured meat spices on slices of beets, and they've kind of done them in a way that gives them a similar... It's very strange. It was actually really good. I don't know if I would order it again. I'm also happy with just like a regular, pizza, but it was ordered at a gathering I went to, and it was pretty cool. Like having beets and salads in the summer. Pairs well with apple. I like how utterly destructive they are when it comes to dye. I like that you just kind of cook them and you slice them open And it's like there's just rivers of vegetable blood running across your cutting board. Like, they're just so dramatic, I think, is what I enjoy about them. You know, there's lots of vegetables that are just like, yeah, whatever, I'm a vegetable. And you eat it, and it's like, good for you. And then you open up a beet, and the beet is like, witness me! And it's just everywhere. And then, you know, you get it under your clothes, and then your clothes are going to witness that beet for the rest of their lives. And that's just kind of the level of excitement that I want from my dinner. Thoughts on using Razor Tartarus? I'm assuming. Although maybe they have something called the Razor Tartarus. Razor Tartarus. I used to use a device much like that, but I switched back to a keyboard after a while. I just wanted one less thing on my desk, and I wanted my keybinds to be a little easier to use on more different rigs. But when I did use one, I used it along with an MMO mouse. I had it replaces your keyboard hand, not your mouse hand. Community garden near you? Used such in the past? There are several, and my understanding is that they're kind of like occupied. Maybe I just haven't done the right research, and I am technically a resident, so I'm sure I could get on some kind of a wait list, and it's my fault for not doing my due diligence to figure it out. But this city is full of people that want to garden that do not have space for it. This is this is the place for that. There are a lot of people that live in a very small area, and they all love plants, man. I mean, not everybody, but it's just walking around and looking at people's balconies and looking in the windows and stuff. I have found my people here. And my assumption is that it would be possible, probably, but maybe like a waitlist situation. Baby corn, artichoke hearts, and beets. Strange leveling the lion's character. Every NPC looks a little suspicious to me. Montreal's the same way. It's amazing. Yeah. I need to, I've got a plant that I need to do some surgery on. It was dying and I was just kind of letting it happen. And now it's kind of stabilized itself, and it basically, I just need to basically take the bits that have stabilized and then trim them off, let the wounds scab, and then replant it in a smaller pot. It's my bear paw. I remedied, I need to do a thing with a plant. Words no good. Brain no organized, words good. Dirt happy. Happy dirt. Hi, Chronomatic Anomaly. I was almost called him Kronos. Kronos is the illusion that he could drop. Good luck for the rare thing off this guy. Oh, thank you. It could happen. It could happen. In my brain, it can't. In my brain, there's no way. It's like too rare. Well, it didn't that time. This is my penultimate full clear on Crinkle. But I will, I'm sure, have lots of other characters that I want to work on the skip on. I don't know why I'm assuming this, but I feel like I'm not getting these mounts soon. Alright, I do have Rarity installed. I feel as though the Nighthold mounts are just gonna hold out for a while. And I'm kind of cool with that, because after this, I can do the Abyss Worm. We can leverage a bunch of characters to try to get the Abyss Worm off of Mistress Sassine. And then I'm out of mounts and I can comfortably farm out of raids. I can farm other mounts from outdoor content, but that's kind of the end of mounts that I can comfortably solo from raids, because I cannot comfortably solo A&R. Other people can, and good for them. A&R is really annoying, and I don't like it, and I won't do it. So that kind of vetoes Antorus unless I bring Flabby. Hi. Isn't she an optional boss? Not unless you have the skip already. You cannot, as far as I've experienced, and I went in there and I messed around a bunch, you cannot get to the end without killing A&R unless you already have the clear it 4 times skip. I thought that they had done something to make her optional, and I went in there with that understanding, and I was proven to be incorrect. Could have sworn you could just ignore her. I thought the same thing. I embarrassed myself thoroughly on stream. There was an awful lot of go left, turn around behind you. That's weird. The teleport guy should be right there going on that day. You can skip her. Oh no, you can only skip her if you have the skip. So that one's no good. But I can just pretend that that mountain doesn't exist. You know, it's got a lot of faces. Maybe I'm better off without that one. It's just a pattern. Once you learn it, she's not that bad. My trouble with that logic, you are correct. That's true. But you can apply that logic to almost anything. Once you learn anything difficult, it won't be that bad. You know, 3K rated PvP, world first mythic rating. Once you learn it, it's not that bad. You know, just get really good at it, and then it'll be easy to you. just get good, you know, right? Look up one guide and then you have it. I promise you, unless they changed it in the last like 3 weeks, I understand the general vibe of it. I know the pattern-ish. I used to clear it with my friend, and I went in there to try and do it on my own on an evoker who had like pretty good mobility. And I ran it 3 times, and all 3 times I like just barely died, and then I got frustrated, and now I don't want to do it. I agree that it can be done. I think saying that it's easy is incorrect for me. Don't let me talk you out of doing it if you are wanting to farm that. I believe in the power of other people, but I've let that one go for me. Ish is the issue. I know. It's just a bit disheartening to say that, well, you know, all you have to do is learn it. It's really easy to learn. Oh, you didn't learn it good enough. You know, you don't have to try that hard, but you do need to try harder, you know, like it's just not worth it. It's just not fun. All right. Aloriel, hello. How you doing? Do you have any transmog for me? I think I need plate mog from this place. Duskwatch plate bracers. All right. Hey, I got Duskwatch plate bracers. Woo! I do not think I do this in the same order every time. I think that might be part of the reason. Maybe I should pick like maybe I should just do it clockwise. Always do Astromancer and then Botanist and then Croesus and then Tichondrius. I guess it would make some amount of sense. Anything I need from Astrologer? Yeah. Tear gloves. Has to be fun. Haven't gotten the PvP yet because I'm such a sore loser. Some things just don't stick for some people. I can teach my friend how to play Rogue, but I can't play one. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's possible. I think sometimes you just have to want to. Sometimes you just have to have like a drive that can only really come from you, and that as much as other people want to, they can't really put it into you. Sometimes I feel that way with PvP, where I would love, oh, I got my gloves, to explain how to do things, but I don't really know. And the only reason I am sometimes able to do them is just because I guess I wanted to play enough that I kept doing it for an absurd amount of time. And even then, I'm still a flaming casual, but you just it's hard to overstate how helpful it is to just do things a lot. Not that that's new information, but do I have any new information to share on stream? What's an original idea? It's hard to come up with original ideas for 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's hard to come up with stream titles. I was noticing that when I was putting all my old stream VODs, is that I reuse titles a lot because I got nothing, man. It is I ran out of new ideas years ago. Okay, we don't need to kill all this. I mean, we could, but we don't. We're not gonna. I still have yet to ask ChatGPT to write me anything. Maybe I'll stick with that. Maybe I just won't. Maybe I'll just become a dinosaur and go down with a volcano. There are worse things. Hello. Knock knock, how you doing? Walnuts look like tiny lunch. Replicate TV episode titles from shows you like. Yeah. Alright, so next on the list would be Croesus. Croesus does not have Mog for me, it looks like. Ellison does. Actually, Gul'dan does as well. There's a chest piece that I could get off of him. Huh. Plant Boss liked it and hated it at the same time. I loved it, but I would pad. I wasn't cheating, I was cheesing. There's a difference. I would multi-dot to help fuddle damage, and it would inflate what my numbers looked like at the time. As a Shadow Priest, it was very fun. I do have fond memories of DPSing in Raid on fights where my class was just really good. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. You know, most of the time you show up to Raid and you're just kind of showing up and doing your best and it's fine and it's fun. Actually, let's do Croesus last so that after we're done, we can just kind of go straight upstairs. But every once in a while, there's a fight like Dragons and Nightmare where your class is just it. And you're having a good patch and your spec's in a good spot and they design a fight that's just right for your toolkit. And you just go in there and you burn the place down. And that's so fun. And that's one thing that you don't always get from healing. You know, healing it's sort of the same thing. You'll have fights that you're suited to and fights that your toolkit is good for where you're able to do really well in the healing meters, but you're in competition with other healers in a way that you're not with DPS. So it's going to be a bit dependent on who else is healing and what their classes are, how many of you are competing for healing the certain types of damage, how much damage are people in your group taking. You can get kind of the same feeling, but it's not exactly the same thing. Do I miss being a Shadow Priest? I miss being a Shadow Priest, but I don't think I would do it again seriously because I was so sick of being a purple puffball. I just didn't want to be a little of smoke anymore. I was done with it. I wanted to see my transmog. That's why I love tanking. No one to compete against, really. Yeah, the struggle with competing is that it's more fun when you're winning. And in DPS, you know, bosses have like a lot of health. They're not going to die immediately. One really good DPS is not going to make the boss die so fast that nobody else has a chance. So you kind of have space for multiple people to do really well and to be kind of working on improving on your last week's parse or whatever. I get it. There's a glyph to make you less shadowy. I know. It's not what I want. I want clarity. I wanted to be not shadowy at all. I wanted to be, you know, just normal colored, but maybe with like some shadow ravens or some shadow wings or orbs or just something else that shows that I'm a Shadow Priest, but without having to completely be purple anymore. I was just done with being purple. Reservations about the way Durakthyr looked too. Evokers are fun that you were able to look past it. Maybe the same could happen with Shadow Priest one day. Possible. I think it's more likely that being a lizard talks me out of being an evoker eventually. I guess we'll who knows? Who's to say? Yeah, I do fundamentally love healing. It is really fun. Oh, I had so much fun PvP healing. I had so much fun playing my Resto Druid again. I did not expect that. I thought I was gonna be miserable. I was pressing all my favorite buttons. I was healing people with the big NS. I was letting them run around with their 3 stacks of focused growth on. You know, you would have a DPS run out there and get battered to a crisp, and then they would come back to see you behind the pillar and be like, "Mom," and then you would like band-aid them up with like a bunch of hots and a couple extra regrowths, and you'd be like, "Go play, you get him, Tiger," and they'd head right back out there. Magical. I had to use the Celestial Glyph in my Boomkin because I didn't want to be a giant owl chicken. I understand completely. Shadow's kind of a healing spec right now. I did used to like that. When I didn't like DPSing Mythic Plus nearly as much as I like DPSing raids. But when I did, I enjoyed being a DPS class that had really good off healing and good utility cooldowns to kind of help the group get through. I basically just liked popping Vampiric Embrace. But it was nice being able to help the group get through really tight spots. You can do the same thing with Evoker as well to some extent. There, you can certainly help, but I did enjoy that. If I played like a hunter, I would not be... There's not a whole lot you can do as a hunter to help heal people. It's kind of... You can make the thing that's hurting them go away. That's about all you can do. Is the WoWcast today? Maybe I'll catch the WoWhead notes for it. Or watch a replay later. I don't know. Maybe. Utility abilities are the most fun. Sun's Resto Shami does huge DPS as Resto. Alrighty. Miss Manahim during Kata. Shadow was like an extra man battery in raids. Hunter maid. Nice that druids have a lot of answers to the new affixes. I think a lot of people, well, maybe I'm evoker privileged right now. Doesn't everybody have crazy utility? As an evoker. Dragons can do everything, man. Not everything, but almost everything. You can tell that it's nice and pretty and bright outside because I am incandescent. I am glowing. Here, hang on a second. Is that more reasonable? That's just slightly more reasonable. I know this is going to be funny to say, but my hair is getting long. I can't decide when I want to trim it again. Sometimes you know what I am? I'm saving it for a panic raid night editing break. I'm going to reach a point where I'm just like hitting a wall with my focus, and I'm gonna be like, you know what? I just gotta shave my head, man. And then I'm gonna go shave my head, and then I'll feel better, and then I'll get back to it. I'm saving it for an emergency, I suppose. Hunters used to have Spirit Beast heal. It's all gone now. Really? They can't do that anymore? Man, I thought they could. That's kind of bummed me out. Length is always my favorite when I shave my hair. The Caesar cut on a man, I guess. I'm very curious as to how long my hair needs to get before it's producing noticeable curls again. It feels like, I don't know, wavy up there, but I think you would need probably like a couple of months, like a season's worth of growth before it's getting to like a kind of a curly length. It's still staying, it's getting a little scruffier, but it's still staying pretty tight to my skull. Pets no longer have their unique skills. They can, it's just not as strong as it used to be. They can still, okay, so they can still do it, it's just not as good as it was, okay. Ever think about going to a barber, having them do an intricate design? That would be kind of fun for like a special occasion, I think. I don't know if I would do it regularly because I used to go see Britt, and she would do magical things to my hair. She would do incredible things to my hair, and I would look amazing, and I wouldn't even take a picture. I would love the hair. I just wouldn't even post it really on Instagram because I just couldn't bring myself to, I don't know, take a photo of myself. I would just kind of show up on stream and that would be like the extent of it. And then, you know, it washes out and it grows out and then it's over and it's like, well, what was that for? You know, like doing it for BlizzCon is one thing because you know you're going to be in a lot of pictures. But otherwise, I just don't spend that much time looking at myself. I spend more time than most people probably because I edit myself, but that it's not that, I guess I'm just missing out on it. So if I was going to BlizzCon, maybe I would go see a barber and see if they could throw some like sick, I don't know, something into my head. That would be kind of cool. But it would probably be for like a special event like that. I don't think I'm too cheap to do it regularly. I've been very much enjoying being able to DIY my own haircuts and have my hair not be in my way or in my face or bothering me. How many months do I have? 778. 667 of which I can use on this particular character. Something for a new header image? It's a good idea. I've been meaning to do that for years. That header image is at least 6 years old. I think that's a 2017 photo. And so I was 24. I am no longer 24. I'd hate for somebody to expect the cute, peppy 24-year-old and then just be confronted with the malaise of age. Hello, internet. I'm old and cranky now, but I'm still here. There we go. Hey, I got some bracers. But yeah, it's on the list. It's not very far up the list. I could go another 3 years without getting to it. Do I use them all? Oh no, not even a little bit. Not old. I'm old compared to what I was like when I started this. 30 feels different than 20. I'm sure 40 will feel different than 30. 60 is going to feel exactly the same. I'm going to feel just like this when I'm 60. If I take care of myself. Font of night. We got a birthday today? Whose birthday is it? I wonder a 24-year-old Hazel would react to shaved head Hazel. I think a younger me would have been horrified. I think that maybe not 24, but like an 18 to 23 maybe. I don't know the exact range, but there was a time in my life where I never would have considered it. I used to put on makeup to walk my dog. At like 6 in the morning, I would wear makeup to the dentist. I would style my hair to go get the mail. Like I was very uptight about my appearance in a way that I feel pretty proud of having let go of. That took a lot of work. It took a lot of work to stop doing all of that work. Come on, Gul'dan. I'd like one mount, please. Could you call in your friend Illidan? I'd like to speak with him. Definitely feels different. Keep your knees, hips, and shoulders healthy. Aging isn't too bad. Add your back into that. Knees, hips, shoulders, back. Should get into swimming. That's one thing that's probably harder in the countryside is going regularly swimming. Like there's a couple of pools that you can go to in town. I don't, but I could learn how to access those resources and go swimming around here. Whereas if I wanted to swim and I lived like in the woods, I would need to go to like a lake and then it would be very cold, especially in the winter. Hello. Oh, Crinkle does lots of damage. Any luck? Nope. Okie dokie. Alright. What time is it? 10 o'clock? Let's take her back home. Take a very short break. And then take my evoker through some BfA dungeons. And back. And teeth. Gotten better with age. I don't remember how I used to be, so I can't tell if I'm improving with age. I'm not very No, I am very self-aware. But I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna be right back. Okie dokie. Thank you for your patience. I got this heating pad, and don't get me wrong, it's the best, but my thinking was that I could keep my hands warm during stream, and then like later on during raid nights, by just like wrapping my hands up in it. And the thing that I forgot is that when you're raiding and or streaming, your hands are like on your keyboard and mouse. And you would need to take breaks where you're not, you know, doing any of that in order to reheat them on this thing. Okay. It's doable though. We can make it work. It is nice. Okay. Catch the highlights. Curious how the new gearing system is going to work. Gonna miss my degen grind 2s till the loot I want drops and then spam 2s for Valor. Oh, 2 keys. Oh, I was confused for a moment. I thought you meant 2v2 arena, and I thought, what do you mean, Valor? Excuse me? Hawk Not Top Gun, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Heyo, heyo. Welcome to the Hazel stream without ads. That is one of the perks. Thanks for your streaming and your YouTube, guys. Oh, shucks. Thanks for watching them. Couple eggs over easy. Spam and cheese and a fry bread sandwich. Oh, you're set. You got some food. I have 194 keys still. I'm a little bit bummed that I didn't get that last book that I needed yesterday. There's always next week, but next week's going to be 10.1. Maybe I'll just do this. No, I don't know. We'll get it done eventually. I just really wanted... I guess I was more attached than I thought I was to the idea of getting it finished before the new patch came out. But, you know, you do what you can do. I'm going to BfA. That's what I'm going to do. Let's go do Freehold. This way. It's just so bright and sunshiny outside. It's just so pretty. Thursday. Can I go for a walk? Yeah, I can go outside. I can go see a little sunshine. I'll put on my big sun hat. I like going outside, but I'm a little afraid of solar radiation, so I'm a big fan of layers and giant hats to help keep me out of the sun. I want to go to this way. That's right. Maybe we'll get a parrot today. I know that this dungeon, plus Underrot actually, are both going to be part of the next Mythic Plus season, but I have no delusions that that's going to make me lucky enough to get them out. Guild uses only yours, short to the point, easy to understand. I'm really glad that they work for you guys. I am very, very honored that people pick me. 2,500 rating before the season ends. I'm so close. Oh, you got this. You are right there. Which key is holding you back? Where's your, what do you need? Oh, it's a tricky thing to do. What case did I do? My best tyrannical RLP was still a 13. I just pretended I did not see tyrannical Ruby Life Pools. That's funny. Everything else is kind of like 19s, 20s, 16 for tyrannical Azure Vault. But 19, 20, 20, 19, 19, 20, 19, 13. Ruby Life Pools, man. I'd like to clean my desk. It's a little dusty in the back. Sometimes there's dust that you don't notice until the light comes in and hits it at just the right angle. I was dusting recently. I must have just done a bad job. It's gonna be weird raiding again. I've only been on a raiding break for... it feels like it's been a while. Feels like it's been a couple months. I don't remember how to play. I don't remember how to heal anything. I haven't played any Preservation Evoker in quite some time. It's going to be a bit of a shock. Dungeon difficulty mistake. Here we go. Rating's overrated. I think that it's really fun if you A, like that kind of thing, and B, if you have the right group of people to do it with. But it's certainly not for everybody. That's one of the things that I really like about WoW is that there's a lot of different things that you can do that are all perfectly valid uses of your time that are all quite different from each other. So if one thing like raiding's not for you, you have lots of other options that can still help you be at home here. I wear surgical gloves to keep my hands warm when playing WoW. Like nylon gloves? I've never heard of that. Currently cleaning my keyboard and underestimated what kind of task this is becoming. Yeah, it's one of those things that takes longer than you think it's gonna, especially if you're taking all of your keycaps off and cleaning them and drying them and putting them all back on. I had some notions about making a Hazel annual PC and keyboard cleaning day and then like posting an annual video just to A, keep myself accountable to do it, and B, inspire other people to go, oh yeah, maybe I should clean my keyboard. But then I thought, maybe not on the same day. That's like too much work. I will burn out. I will get done with the keyboard and then be like, I don't want to open my PC case. I feel like they need to be different days. USB powered fingerless warming gloves. Yeah, I just got like an AC powered heating little blanket thing here, which is quite nice. I'm just trying to rotate my hands into it. I guess it doesn't stay attached to my hands. Fine with wiping a lot if you have some damagers in the group, then the whole raid feels it. Oh yeah.
Shockwave.
Yeah, I'm lucky that I play with a pretty chill, happy group of people. We enjoy each other's company and it's pretty lighthearted. Hello, Harlan. How have you been? Do you have a parrot for me? One parrot, please. No parrot. Okie dokie. Get him to take me back, and then we'll go look into King's Rest would be next. I'm just going to full clear King's Rest. I'm not going to do the thing this week. I don't trust it. I don't feel good about it. Dave, thank you very much for the 42-month race sub. Happy Thursday, Hazel. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you very much. I hope you're having a great week. We are Lightbringer. My raiding guild is a private guild. There is a fan guild that also raids that is on Squirrel Squad is on Lightbringer as well. The guild that I raid with is a is not a viewer guild. Squirrel Squad's good vibes too. Awesome environment. When is the first fishing trip of the year? It's up for debate. It's gonna kind of depend on weather, and it's gonna kind of depend on raid guides. I really want to spend some time this year messing around on ocean beaches doing some rock fishing from shore. Is something that I want to work on this year. I also got my freshwater license, so I can also go back to my favorite lakes and look for trout. But I want to see if I can successfully catch some rockfish. I was joking about how I need to print out some fish identification guides and get them laminated and make myself like a nice little binder, because there's a lot of different kinds of rockfish, and you can also, if you're really lucky, get like salmon from shore, and there's a lot of different types of those, and some of them you're allowed to retain and some of them you aren't. And when you've pulled a fish out of the water, you have a very, very, very short amount of time to figure out whether or not you're going to put it back, basically, because, they can't breathe up here and it's not so good. So you need to be able to ID them really quickly, but like sometimes it's very difficult to quickly identify a fish. And there are apps that can like scan it. And in my experience, they are not reliable. Maybe they're better with some fish than others, but I scanned a surf perch and it told me it was a salmon. And then I thought, that's just not true. that's just a lie. So I need to up my fish ID game, and I was joking about going to like a Staples or something and getting myself some laminated cheat sheets, because it's one thing to be like looking in your phone and like looking at the pictures, but I want like big full color pictures of the different types of salmon with some notes about things to look for. Doesn't my FWS offer those? My FWS. Fishing Water Service? I don't know what FWS stands for. I got my license online. I don't know where the buildings are, if there are any. Set sail for Zuldazar, that's the one. Fish flashcards, yeah. Oh, Fish and Wildlife Service. Oh, maybe? They have it online is the thing. They have all these resources online. So I was thinking I could print them and then get them laminated, so that I'd have like hard copies. I don't know if they would just hand out a hard copy to me. But the lamination would be very important because it gets very wet when you're fishing. There's a lot of water flying around. Rock lobsters, don't think you fish those with a line. You'd be surprised at what you can catch by accident. We pulled up a crayfish once on we hooked a crayfish. We put it back. You are allowed to harvest crayfish here, but you are not allowed to line fish them. There's specific ways that you get them. But you never quite know what you're going to pull out of a lake. You have an idea. You're never quite 100% sure. Flashcards would be cute. Do I just miss school? I don't think I miss school. I think I miss the idea of school. I think I was miserable in school. Info for the ring from Forbidden Reach for the next patch. I figured out how to put mine together from the Wowhead articles. That's all I know. I don't know anything special or different. I would say set up your ring in accordance to the general guides for it, and then you're gonna use it in the next patch. I think that's the gist of it. Best music ever, and hello Bear's Adventures. It's a non-topic name. You know, I've actually never seen a bear in person. I've been in areas where there are bears. I've been on trips with people that have seen like bear scat and bear tracks. I have not run into one myself in person, not even on the side of the road or anything like that. Might be a matter of time. Best to admire from afar. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't want to go cuddle. Very cute, not so good for hugs. Still don't know how to upgrade stones. Jewel crafters. Jewel crafters, you work order a thing from a jewel crafter, and you're gonna need your dust, your fragments. Yeah. Why do they call them bear hugs? Saw a huge one in my yard, walked away in the woods. Had one in the backyard once. My cat wanted to attack it. Dungeon difficulty. Alright. King's Rest. We just need the mount. It's the only thing I need. One last thing. It's a cute mount, though. It's cool. Looks like a good, like a Zandalari warrior mount. There's skip for a place. Sort of. There's kind of a trick currently where if you extend a lockout, and you extend a fully cleared lockout where you kill the entire place, and you zone back in, it will show on your dungeon journal that all the bosses are dead, but when you actually go into the dungeon, the last two bosses will be alive. Run. And that is sort of a skip. I tried it, it does work. It seems more like a bug than a skip, which is why I'm not doing it again. It seems like something that's not intended that I don't really want to exploit. It just feels like a little bit of a gray area. So you can do it, but do so at your own risk because it looks like a bug. Brave cat. Mage back in BfA would spell steal those minions. Took them forever to realize why. Oh, that they would take the buff. That's pretty funny. I was always on mass dispel duty. I was playing a Shadow Priest in this expansion. Same model as the Horrid BfA Collector Edition mount. Oh. I don't know if I knew that. I have the BfA Collector's Edition mount. I'm not above buying like deluxe editions for the game to get mounts. I'm above buying deluxe editions for other games to get mounts. Apparently that's where I draw the line. If I'm gonna play a game, if I'm gonna play WoW, or I guess another game, then I will buy the fancy version to get the mounts in WoW. But apparently I will not buy a fancy version of Diablo to get a WoW mount because I really don't think I'm gonna play a whole lot of it. It would be different if I was gonna play a bunch of it and if I was really excited about it, but I just don't think I'm a Diablo girly. Now, if they want to do Hearthstone Battlegrounds promotions, then we're talking. They brought buddies back. As I'm playing Diablo. I'm sure it's awesome. I know a lot of people are really excited about it. People have been having a really good time with it. I'm sure a bunch of my friends are going to go super hard. I think I'm just going to take it easy and play some Stardew while they're busy. Yeah, no, the Diablo mount is really cool. I've seen it in game a handful of times just around. It's neat. And it's a little bit hard as when you're somebody that's been mount collecting for a long time and you have a pretty decent amount of mounts to not just buy them when they're available just for the sake of adding to the number. Especially when you've bought other ones. Like I have basically all the shop mounts, especially since they started giving them out with 6-month subs because I was doing that anyways. I've turned around, I've gone backwards. But I think I decided that I guess I have a price cap, and that price cap is anything more than $25. Sleep. The only thing I really remember about Zol is that when we fought him in the raid, Zol's platform had so much trash on it that you approach it and you think for sure this is one of those things where you're walking up to a big pile of trash and then like some kind of a story thing happens where NPCs clear it away, like happened in Siege of Orgrimmar or in that one Scarlet Monastery dungeon where all the dogs can kind of burn through the big pile of shield guys. You think, surely it must be something like that. There's so much trash in that platform. Somebody is going to swoop down here. Thrall's going to hop in on a big old dragon or something and burn up all this trash so that we can fight Zol. And then you kind of like get up there and you're like, oh no. We're Thrall and a dragon. Nobody's coming to fix this for us. We have to clear all of this trash. Diablo mounts in the standard edition still cost $70. US too, which in Canadian is usually more. I think I looked, and I think it was a lot. Let me see here. Shop. Run away. Diablo 4. I don't want gear. Diablo 4 standard edition is $90 Canadian. Digital deluxe is $120, and then ultimate is $130. Pre-tax. It's just too much for a game I'm not gonna play. I gotta save up my pennies to buy some dirt to put some cabbages into. Would I grow cabbages? I don't know. I would not grow cabbages. Cabbages can be surprisingly delicious. You just you gotta do a little extra with them. I'm not a big fan of just chopped up cabbage. Coleslaw is okay if it has the right spices, but you cook cabbage into like pancakes and stuff. You ferment it, then you're getting somewhere. Blizzard lose money if everybody uses gold. No, because the thing that because somebody paid for it. Somebody, in order for the person to buy a token with gold, somebody had to sell the token with money, which meant that somebody gave them $20, which is actually more than the 15 that the game time would have cost to buy the gold. And then depending on how many people are buying versus selling, the token price will fluctuate. But I imagine if nobody was buying the tokens, if nobody was buying gold via tokens, that they wouldn't sell them. Like there just wouldn't be any available for sale. I don't know if that's truly the case or if that's ever happened before, if they've ever been out of stock of them. But yeah, somebody's paid for it somewhere. Does it come out and do my dishes too? Cabbage and mashed potatoes. Cold cannon. Yeah. Making me hungry. My go-to vegetable has just been steaming broccoli. I buy broccoli. Surprisingly expensive. Buy broccoli. Steam it. Eat it. Good job, you ate a vegetable. Get some vitamins in you, that kind of thing. Eventually, I'm sure I'll burn out on that and I'll start going for something else. But it's pretty tasty. Broccoli and a grilled cheese. Hazel lunch. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. I wonder how much, I guess I could very easily find this out by just going on the PTR. I'm curious how much it's going to cost me from my gold savings to fully upgrade a set of heirlooms in each armor type, plus like a selection of weapons. I'm not going to fully upgrade every heirloom that exists because there's duplicates for a lot of them. There's like multiple different sets of mail or leather or whatever. So I would just pick one set and then I would upgrade one set for each armor type, you know, plus a selection of weapons so that whoever I'm leveling can have a weapon plus armor. And then like, you know, your standard trinkets, but maybe not all the trinkets. We talking like 1 million gold? 500,000 gold? 2 million gold? I don't think it'll be 2 million gold. Steamed broccoli and carrots are where it's at. So looking forward to that. Yeah, I've decided that that's what I'm waiting on before I level more characters 60 to 70. It's not going to make it like life-changingly different to level in that bracket, but I needed something and that'll be something. So I'll get that sorted out and then see if that makes me feel better about it. I think eventually they'll squish the experience and like towards the end of the expansion, they'll make that leveling easier. They always do. But I don't want to wait forever. And I want to get more of my characters caught up. It's making me feel like I have unfinished business to have all of these 60s on my login screen. I want to kind of work through them. One at a time-ish. But I'm not going to do professions on them aside from just like basic gathering because I've decided that's too much. And I'm not gonna go too hard. I just need to get them leveled up and then I can send them some of that lovely primalist gear that is overwhelming the bank of my bank haul. And then they can run Nighthold. It'll be great. Yeah, time walking is very good when it comes to leveling. It is quite fast, especially if you can get into a good group that has people with like time walking gear sets that are finishing the dungeons in like 5 to 7 minutes a piece. I just don't like dungeon leveling all that much. It's okay if I'm healing. I somewhat enjoy it if I'm, you know, playing around with a healing spec that I haven't spent a lot of time with, or I'm just kind of enjoying the fantasy of healing on a given character. But for DPS, I don't really care for DPSing dungeons in general, let alone while leveling. I wonder what it would take for me to really get into DPSing Mythic Plus. There must be some appeal there for me. I think I just like healing Mythic Plus too much. Raid's different. Raiding, I could kind of go either way between healing and DPSing. You know, it's fun. It's fun to do both. Okay. Hello, Desart. I am interested in a Tombstalker. Do you have anything like that for me? Please and thank you. Also, you look great today. You look excellent. Have you polished your armor? It's very shiny. Drum roll. No luck. Oh, let's go do Underrot. You've got me saying, one mount please, when I run things down too. It's just so satisfying when it works. It's just so fun and surprising. Like you feel like you forget to expect it. And then you go, one mount please, and then you go, oh, well, next time. And then you go, one mount please, and then they give it to you and you're like, wow, thank you. I didn't think that would work. Havoc was a lot of fun in Mythic Plus. Lots of tools, good output. Maybe I would just need to find the right spec. Maybe that's what I've been missing. Maybe I just need the right DPS alt that just speaks to me, and then I would really enjoy it. Because there definitely are times, I think early in the patch, like early in 10.1, I'm going to be focused on my main. I'm going to be focused on Preservation Evoker. I'll be doing keys in that. I'll be raiding on that. And I won't really have a lot of extra juice for messing around in a DPS alt, especially if I also want to be, embroiled in solo shuffle on my rested druid. That's going to be like enough for me for a while. But eventually I'll kind of finish my goals. I always do. You know, you get your Keystone Master, maybe you get your 20 portals, you clear your raid, and then raid nights eventually, take a break. And then there's time to fill, and sometimes I farm mounts and sometimes I level alts. But there's definitely a gap in between patches where there's plenty of life left in the patch. People are still doing keys and raiding. I could totally, you know, set up a DPS character and get myself into like some normal raid pugs, or, you know, pug some keys and work on it. And I could do it. I guess I have a lot of time to think about it because, like I just said, it's not going to be for a while. It wouldn't be until after I've kind of done all my Preservation Evokery things, because that's my first priority. Embrace the Frost Mage. But you've got that covered. You're on top of it. Yeah, this is all the things, is that add-on. You can collect, you can track your collection of any number of things. You can track things like your quest progress, your achievements, your mounts, pets, toys, titles, music rolls for your garrison. But yeah, if I was thinking about what it would be, Hunter comes to mind just because I miss playing a hunter. I miss playing a hunter, so I guess that comes to mind. And then a warlock has some appeal because it's a clothy and it's a caster and it's a pet class. That's a raid. That's Uldir. That's not where we're going right now. Although I am very curious as to what kind of mog I could get out of Uldir. So warlock is interesting because you've got 3 DPS spec options. It's a pet class, so you can kind of get to know your different demon pets. You can use all of your cloth mog, but you don't have to obscure it behind a big old poofy purple cloud. Favorite armor set in the game? You'd think that I would. I like wearing different things for different moods. I like putting together different kind of goofy themed, like, concept armor sets. Like, this is my Tuskar trader set. I've got like my brown flannel shirt and my trader backpack and like some leather looking leggings and stuff. I'm into that. I think that's fun. Data suggests you don't like playing hunters at max level. But that data would indicate that I don't like playing anything at max level. If I go by history, the DPS spec that I've spent the most time on at endgame in the last like 2 years is Fire Mage. I had a Fire Mage, you know, I had a Fire Mage moment for a hot second when Fire Mages were very good in Shadowlands. And that was kind of, you know, I figured it out enough. It was kind of fun. It wasn't really, you know, I burned out on it pretty quick. I'm not making these puns on purpose. The first one was on purpose. The second one was an accident. Yeah, I had a warrior moment for a second as well, but I don't think I like melee enough. I'm just I can do it for a novelty, and I'll level a melee alt and run around on them, and it's fine. But I'm just not a melee on the inside.
Watch your step.
Yeah, I'm not worried about leveling speed. If something's slow to level, that's okay. I've leveled enough priests in my life to make my peace with leveling slowly. It would be a question of if it's fun for me at end game. The last time I raided on a warlock, I was not bad at Destro in, it would have been like Mop, right? I got my Black Harvest title, and I remember that took some real doing. Like, I was working really hard to learn Warlock well enough and to learn the encounter well enough to be able to complete that. That was difficult. It was a long time ago, too.
Watch way.
I'm not looking forward to this fight coming back. The other fights in this dungeon I think will be fun in Mythic Plus. This one's just a I understand the basic components of it. I don't know. It's just not, it's not something that I look forward to in my life.
Stack.
You got any more blood in there? Yeah.
Watch way.
It's like popping a big blister.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
Wish they brought back Maw of Souls. Oh, yeah. There was a boat. There was some seasickness. Okay, so I have successfully completed my mount runs for BfA dungeons on my main. That was what I was set out to do today. I did my 2 Nightholds and I did my 3 BfA dungeons. I did not get any mounts. Got a couple pieces of transmog. Got a Nighthold on my warrior. Soul crushing to get a gold coin and then not get the recipe for the Fisher Friend. Missed out on the Black Harvest title. Was doing the fight right up until servers went down. Oh no. Oh man. There is somewhere on YouTube. Let me dig it up. Let me go poke around for it. Hazel. Let's close that. Hazel Black Harvest. Oh yeah. There you go. There's an 8-year-old stream VOD. Yikes. Alright, I'm gonna mute it because I'm sure... Oh man. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I'm muting. We're not listening to this. This... Was Mob really 8 years ago? Here. I guess I would need to resize it so that I could actually look at it. I look very tired. This is a couple of different expansions ago. The Flatiron Bangs. Oh man. Don't worry about your fashion too much. This is October 2nd, 2014 was when this was going on. What kind of character am I playing? I'm on a gnome warlock named Amabel with an M. This is a 15-minute video that I guess was edited out of the stream that I did at the time. That was a Twitch stream. This is an old Twitch VOD. This is one of the oldest Twitch VODs I have from when I was Hazelnutty 8 before I was Hazelnutty Games on Twitch. I don't know where the 8 came from. I don't know why I didn't try and just do games. I think I had some idea that the games was redundant and then I thought a number would be better. I didn't even wear glasses yet. Yeah, 22 looks a bit different than 30. Black Harvest was a sort of a Mage Tower style challenge that was just for warlocks. In MOP that allowed them to unlock the Green Fire appearances as well as the Black Harvest title. It was hard. Man, that was forever ago. Alright, what am I doing now aside from reminiscing? I was cleaning up my bags. I'm actually out of ideas. I need to come up with something to do for another little bit. Not super long today. I mean, I'm tempted to just kind of craft some stuff. I'm on my main, aren't I? Yeah. I've noticed that I've got a little bit of, there's a little profit sometimes in a few of these things. Not like wild amounts, but this was at 45 gold yesterday. Anything in air potions? Air potions that have decent sale rates? Yeah! Then you know what? There is. And then inspiration's not valuable for that because you don't need to inspire for these ones. Hush Zephyr. People, people buy the invis pots as well. 7 gold on aerated mana. 5 gold on refreshing healing. But like, you can... Even the standard potions of power, those have a lower sale rate, but not a nothing sale rate. What about files? 4 gold on Tepid Versa. I'm gonna make some Shocking Disclosure and some Hush Zephyr. So I'm gonna need air, earth, Hawk and Bloom, Saxifrage, twice as much air as earth, and maybe some files as well. So let's just kind of wing the numbers. Let's get, I don't know, 500 air, and then 250 earth, and then How much saxifrage did I want? I wanted, so with 500 air and 250 earth, I'm gonna make, here, let's get a calculator real quick. I'm gonna make, 250. I'm gonna make 250 of each of these. It's gonna be way too many. I don't care. So I need 6250 there, and then another 20. So I need 11,250 hop and bloom. 11,250. 20k worth of hop and bloom. And then I'm also going to need 2,000 saxifrage. And I don't think I even need to use, yeah, we're guaranteed golds on these, so I don't even think I need to use any incense or anything. I have 40 minutes left of quick hand, so that should be reasonable. Profession, tree, and alchemy. Yeah. I have points in a bunch of stuff at this point. I'm actually not even fully spec'd into potions, but if it's profitable, it's profitable. I went early into alchemical theory, so we're maxed out in everything except for decay and transmute. I'm not too worried about them, but the rest of those are all capped. So capped synthesis, resourcefulness, inspiration, etc. I'm fully into files with the exception of experimentation. Don't care about that, but I did all the points into all files. And then for potions, I'm still working on this. So this is kind of half done, but I've got full multi-craft, which I think is what's giving me this amount of profitability. Which hopefully will hold up. Let's find out. I'm going to make 250 of each of those things, and then hopefully I can sell them. I should be able to. I'm not too concerned about it. Let's find out. Did I loot all my stuff? Oh, I need vials as well. Don't forget those. 4 gold, 71. I think they're 5 gold per on the vendor, so how many do I need? I need 5 per? Is that what we're saying? We need 5 for that, and then 5 for that. So we need, that's easy, 2,500, and we can just get the copper ones, and that's no trouble. How you doing? Hello, I'm doing pretty well. How are you? I need draconic vials. You can buy these off the vendor, but they are a little bit cheaper if you buy the crafted ones. And then if you want a better quality one, then you gotta buy the crafted ones. But I am perfectly happy to just grab 2,500 of those. Time for bed, later taters. Have fun. Have fun. And then hopefully this works out, because if not, I've lost some gold. But not a wild amount. I've found that I can usually more or less trust the math that the Sims are doing, and then just make a bunch of stuff, and it usually makes gold go up. Alright. Bunch of these. People buy them. Don't know why. They must be good for something. Yeah, I am also an herbalist. I generally speaking, though, if I'm crafting in bulk like this, I will just buy the herbs in bulk. I'm herbalism mostly so that if I can pick any herbs while I'm out and about, then I'll sell them, or I'll, make some Omnium Draconis or something. Oh, I got rainbows. I like to hang little crystals in my windows to give me, to break up direct light whenever I do get direct light in my window, and then it makes little rainbows come in the room. Incense still selling good. Yeah, I sold a bunch of it yesterday. It seems like profits are kind of recovering, or they've always been fine and I just haven't been checking. One of those two things is true. I just hadn't been, I just sold some right now. 130 gold for some sagacious incense. The nice thing is that you're dealing with a region-wide auction house for all of this stuff. Alchemy is perfect for me because I am not in trade chat. I don't want to read trade chat. I don't want to talk in trade chat. I don't want to hawk anything in trade chat. I do not want to have to talk to anybody. I just want to buy things and make things and sell things. And with alchemy, you're basically just dealing with stuff. There's almost no work orders involved. You can sometimes pick up a crafting order, but for the most part, you are just making stuff to post to the region-wide auction house. And then doing so, you're selling things to like all of North America. So you can make a lot of something and still be able to move it. Problems with level 3 herbs? Define problems. Sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. You can't guarantee get level 3 herbs for anything. It's just, having your skill be higher will help you get more of them. My herbalism gear actually needs some work. My alchemy gear is almost perfect. I have a 4-star instead of a 5-star robe here. But aside from that, my stuff is pretty good for alchemy. But my herbalism gear is not so good. It's blue quality, but I've got some 3 out of 5 ranks in that. Yeah, this is Craft Sim, and then I'm using Trade Skill Master to feed it price data. You can also use Auctionator scans. But I'm using Craft Sim plus TSM to give me these these statistics. These are average profits. So you can see kind of a table for like if I craft this, I have a 49.3% chance to proc nothing and to lose 82 gold. And I have a 15% chance to proc only inspiration, which doesn't do anything, and then you lose 82 gold. But it's also mathing out the chance that you have to do different combinations of procking and how profitable that would be on average. And then you can say if I'm making 250 of these, I have a guaranteed chance, well, almost guaranteed, to be not losing gold. And then you're expected on average to make, based on these stats and my stats and et cetera, to be making 40 gold per craft on average. Obviously, there's some amount of RNG involved. I'm really curious if I can sell this many Invis pots. People buy them for skips and stuff, so maybe. Area 52. It's not server specific though. It's region wide. These numbers would be exactly the same if I had the same alchemist on Area 52. It's like EU will be different than NA, but there's I find that sometimes based on time of day, based on time of week, profit goes up and down, comes and goes. Having better alchemy skill, having better alchemy gear will help. For some recipes where inspiration is relevant, you're going to want to throw down Sagacious Incense, and that'll help too. Resourcefulness is the way to go. All of the stats are helpful. Depending on which craft it is, sometimes different stats will have a different weight. So this window right here is showing me the value of on this recipe, inspiration, multicraft, and resourcefulness. I can see that inspiration is useless. It's valued at 0 copper because this recipe is guaranteed at 3 stars, so there's really no point in inspiring. And I can see that multicraft is worth approximately 3 times, a little less than 3 times what resourcefulness is worth. And that's because these materials are not highly valuable. On a craft like Primal Convergent, where all of your mats are pretty expensive, proccing resourcefulness will save you quite a bit of gold, because if you proc and you save like an Awakened Order, that's shaving like 500 gold off of your value. So on those recipes, you're going to see, here I'll show you. On Primal Convergent, resourcefulness is worth a lot more. Resourcefulness is worth 42 silver per. I don't know exactly how the numbers work out, but I just kind of use them to see in relevance to each other. Inspiration is worth something, but not as much, and multicraft is the most valuable thing of all. Multicraft is usually the best stat, but it's also the one that's, you can't really always force it. What was I doing? I was making Invis pots. That's what I was doing. They were right underneath. They were air potions, right? Hush Zephyr, yeah, that's right. So all your stats are good. Different recipes will value different stats more. Really advanced crafters will have multiple sets of gear that they have spec'd with different stats. So my alchemy tool has multicraft on it because I've just kind of, that's as far as I'm concerned the best thing that I can do. It's on average a pretty strong stat, but somebody who's really, really thorough might have crafted 3 different mixing rods or 2 different mixing rods or whatever, and they would switch which one they're equipping based on which stat has a better value for the thing that you're crafting. There's levels to it. And then very key if you're going to make anything in huge bulk, these aerated file of the quick hands. That works for all professions, and it increases your crafting speed by 30% for Dragonel's recipes, because otherwise this, making 250 of anything, would take a substantial amount of time. So I came out, I crafted 250 times Potion of Shocking Disclosure. It was supposed to make 5 per, and I ended up with 1,846 Shocking Disclosures, and they are worth approximately 40-ish gold each. We'll post all of that up. At least it's just the one type of them. Do I want to make anything else? Maybe. It's nice to kind of spread the things that you're selling across a bunch of different types of items. It's sometimes hard if you're just trying to move like 7,000 of one thing. Easier than it used to be because you're selling to all the different servers, but yeah. Okie dokie. Let's post these things up and then see what else I wanna make. So let's see. Shocking disclosure, we can just sell all of them. I'm only gonna post for 12 hours to save on my deposit, because I may need to relist this. If you're being very cautious, you can meter them out in smaller batches, but I just kind of chuck them all up there. I have 1,900 of those. I'm gonna post 1910 just in case I need some for me. 80k worth of that. What else do I want to make? What else do I have for sale still? I sold all of the Omnium Draconis and I sold all of the Primal Convergent that I had. I'm sitting on a little bit of Sagacious Incense still, but I have been selling it. That's interesting. Okay. So I could restock on Convergent. It is profitable. It's not super profitable, but it is profitable. I can restock in Draconis, and that sounds better because it's easier to sell. It's the same profit, and it's much lower initial investment, so I can make a ton of it. So I'm going to make a bunch of this, and it's easy math because you just need one of each thing and then 5 times as much bloom. So let's make, let's do 1,000. So let's do, and I'll just buy 1,000 Saxifrage and then 1,000 Bubble Poppy. And I just know from experience that I want the 2-star versions of it. I don't need 3 stars for this. 1,000 Rythabark. And then 5,000 of this. And I know I have some Omnis, but we'll just, you know, you can always sell it back. 5,000 of that. We can pick it up from mailbox. Katie, if you could bring me my stuff, thank you very much. And then for this recipe, inspiration does help a little bit with Omnium Draconis. It's not crazy, but it will give me some value. So I'm just going to chuck a Sagacious Incense, which gives everybody in the little area. Oh, somebody might have already had one. Yeah. Gives everybody nearby an extra 20 inspiration, and it lasts for a while, so that's nice. Okie dokie. So let's make a bunch of that. And then I'll sell it. And then that's basically how I made all my gold. So you just craft when profitable. Stop crafting when not profitable. Don't be afraid to invest a bunch of golden mats because you're going to get it all back when you sell stuff. Do you think prices for things will go up on Tuesday? Maybe. I am not a wizard. I do not know. Sometimes you think they're gonna, and then sometimes the trouble is that if everybody is anticipating that, sometimes prices can actually drop because too many people, more people are holding to sell than people that end up buying because of weekly reset. So if you're really trying to metagame like that, you want to look at price charts. I've decided that that level of care is not that fun for me, so I don't worry about it too much. I am going to let this roll while I get up and go poke around outside. I'm going to wrap up my stream for the day, but I shall be back tomorrow, and tomorrow is really an open box. We could get into all kinds of stuff because I've kind of finished the things that I wanted to do for the week. The patch does not come out until next week, so we could get into maybe some alt fun or something this weekend. In the meantime, thank you very much for spending this time with me. I appreciate your company. I almost knocked over my water. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.